This ain't no math test. This ain't no math test. Parents, I'm not a parent, but this is just me outside looking in. If your kid's sorry, tell them they sorry. Because that's the only way they're going to get better. Because if they're not good, that means they can't compete. And if you can't compete, you shouldn't be on the court. You got to get better. And I mean, you don't have to call them. I mean, I'm exaggerating, all right, being called, but hey, bro, you need to improve on this, or you need to do this. You know what I'm saying? In order to get to a point where you are winning consistently. We can't do this. Everybody get a trophy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like you said, that handicaps kids. That handicaps kids, and they don't, like you said, they don't understand what it is to lose. And I don't mind a kid throwing a temper tantrum when you catch a L. You need to feel that shit. You need to feel it. You need to feel it, but feel it early and know how that feel, because it's gonna be plenty of other times that shit gonna happen, and you gotta know, like you said, you gotta understand how to deal with it. But feel that shit. You don't like it. If you don't like losing, do something about it.
Oh, gee. Let go. All my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull. Okay, all my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get pulled. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go. No time for hate.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Riley, a.k.a. Riley the Great. You are now tuned in.
Yes, sir.
To another episode of the Millennial Mayhem Podcast.
We here. I sound low.
You don't sound low at all.
Nah,
you
you
good.
don't.
You good.
You sound good, bro.
Yeah. As y'all know, man, I got my cousin with me, Young Tony D. What's going on, bro?
What it do, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I had to turn that up. I had to turn up the sounds. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga hit the button, don't hear shit, the boy's gonna blame me for being an idiot. So,
Yeah, you right. You right.
yeah.
You definitely gonna be on your ass.
You got the volume up.
100%.
We got the volume up for our animations and sounds and shit.
Yeah,
So,
man. I'm good though, dog. How you doing?
I'm good, man. It's not a beautiful day in Zamunda today.
Yeah, it's a little cold, a little rainy.
Yeah.
You need the rain like you need the sun. It's hard. It's all good.
Yeah, as y'all can see, I got my Nino Brown outfit on with the chain and the black shirt and shit.
Don't get slapped.
You know what I'm saying? All I need is my not the pitbull, my rock wallet. I'll be good up in this hoe. You know what I'm saying?
Well, your dog is
She's soft as I don't know what.
White.
Soft as cotton, bro.
and she white with blue eyes.
She is white with blue eyes.
You dead there.
Yeah.
And she not gonna sit. She gonna play.
Nah, she definitely not. I just had to pull a Martin and go give me a fake one, bro. Get on their ass. And we got the abominable light skinned young Ray Matthews. What's going on? The boy got a new hairdo. You know what I'm saying?
What's with all these worms in your head?
Niggas said shit locks.
Yeah.
Niggas be coming up with all kind of names. Everybody just want to give a nigga a nickname. Whitney called me today. She said, "Hey, Razor." She said, imagine going on a first date with with a girl said, "Hi, my name is Ray, but my friends call me Razor." I said, "What would you do?"
Yeah,
Corny.
She said, "Well, let me buckle up." That would be her response.
That what she said?
Well, let me buckle up. I said, if you do anything less than leave,
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to walk
We
about
not
that
cool.
thing.
She think, man. First thing I think of when I hear Razor is like Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon, yeah. Hey, you talking to me?
Hey, yo, are you a WWE fan or something? But yeah, man.
shit.
We got a good show for y'all today, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Took a little time off, but now we back in this.
Bro,
thing.
life been okay. I'm glad that we all, for those that don't know, like we pray before we start, and I'm kind of glad we do because life really just been lifing.
Yeah.
Like the last, we'll say like 4-5 months. Did you say?
Easy.
But it's been up and down, but through prayer and God, we maintain it. We maintain it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man. We still getting in here a consistent amount.
Yeah.
To say, you know what I'm saying, what everything is going on in life. We still consistently getting in here to record. So
Yeah.
we just not every week.
like we used to be because just life. Just life.
But
But we good.
Shit
We
going
good.
on, bro.
We good
You know what
though.
I'm saying? Boys still got bills and shit, bro. Excuse my language. We still gotta take care of that stuff first, bro. But We're gonna get in here whenever we can, man. That's essentially what it is. Whenever we got the opportunity, we definitely gonna jump in here and spit our noise and talk our shit. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
absolutely, what it is.
Even if you bitch ass niggas think everybody got a podcast, I know I said I wasn't cussing. God dang, but I just can't. I had to come in hot, man. Everybody, you just seeing all this stuff. Everybody like everybody got a podcast. Oh, you can't give everybody a podcast.
Yeah, they been saying that. The person I hated who said it though was Joe Budden. He was like, I hope y'all fail. I was like, that's some whole ass shit right there. I mean, but I get what he was saying.
I get exactly what he was saying.
I get what he was saying. I was like, damn.
Because everybody think like, starting a podcast and doing all this stuff is like, it's easy. It's just, you come in here, you talk, and then boom, you spit it out, and then it gets posted. No, it's a lot of stuff that goes into any and everything that you do when it comes to content creating and being in this space, man. It's so much pre-work that goes into this. It's a lot of post-work that goes into this. It's a lot of planning, preparation. It's just essentially like a second job, and we have to allocate the time that we have away from our normal jobs to this particular job in its own right, and make sure that we get our stuff together for this, as well as maintain our normal lives with our own careers.
Yep.
So it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Some people just don't think it's a lot because they do not care how they look or what they say. They just like you say you give somebody a mic, boy, say anything.
And sometimes I like when people be like, bruh, we need to take away the podcast equipment. I'd be like, yeah, some of these people like really just be saying anything. And I'd be like, all right, fam, you just saying shit. Like that is not real life. Sometimes people just need to go outside.
Yeah.
People been inside. Like the pandemic is still kind of going on, but like we're not on restriction. Take your ass outside. Have real conversations with people and stop just getting on social media regurgitating some BS. Like,
we live in a sensationalized society, bro. Like you got to say something off the top, off the wall in order to get attention. You know, I
hate that.
Like
that's
even with us, man. Like for those who've been here from the beginning, we didn't start getting crazy views, and we still, our views are consistent, but they're not to the level they once were when we were more consistent. But we didn't get like the major upward movement until we made a video about Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even though we didn't say anything outlandish or outright, but that was our time to voice our opinion on something that happened within the YouTube space, and it shot off from there. It was like a sensationalized situation between two YouTubers that we provided our comments on, and that's how we got to where we are now. I mean, now it's, and now we kind of like kind of mellowed out and kind of got back into our own lane, but. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people want to see. They want to see that drama. And you know what I'm saying? People try to talk about like women like love drama, but I think, like dudes, like some of you dudes like drama too, bro.
Love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Love
like
drama.
Like we can get out here and talk about finances, getting your bread, blah, blah, blah. It'll have like whatever views. But we get out here talking about
you women need to do better. Y'all stop hoeing around. Boy, niggas will be on the comments. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, these women tripping.
Yeah, like for example, Chris Rock. Chris Rock just did his stand up called Selective Outrage.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I guarantee, bruh, everybody only, and I will be honest and say I'm one of them. I only watched that to see what he was gonna say about Will Smith.
Yeah.
And he was so smart about it because he didn't say anything about Will Smith until the very end.
Yeah.
Which is a smart way to do it. But I never thought Chris Rock was funny. I never watched any of his stand-ups. I watched a couple of them and I thought, it's cool. He has some funny moments here and there, but he's not my type of your
type of comedian.
Yeah, he's not my type of comic or whatever. Like I really rock with Cat Williams and stuff. It's a lot of his stuff that I would still listen to this day.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the only reason why I watched it. And what he said,
he
I mean, it wasn't. The stuff was kind of funny, but to me, it looked like he was getting it out. It
just
didn't
getting
even
it off
seem
his
like
chest.
it didn't seem like it was a comedy show. It was more like a time to express himself on the situation and just get it all out and let everybody know how he felt about it.
I watch Chris Rock, and I think Chris Rock is funny. He's like he's like that Dave Chappelle kind of funny, but Dave Chappelle, I think Dave Chappelle mixes. He does a good job like playing both, right? Dave Chappelle's like, and it's an intellectual joke. You got to kind of think about it, but the way that he delivers it is not Chris Rock. It's like Chris Rock delivered like a white comedian, talks like he speaks that way. He don't normally say the word nigga a lot during his stand-ups. If you watch his last stand-up, it's like he was trying to show everybody that, hey, look, I am black. Like, I don't know. That's kind of the vibe I got when I was watching it.
I get it. I definitely get that. Like, because over the years, I watch stand-ups. I at least watch them once. I may not watch them twice, but I at least watch them once. I like comedy. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely understand what you mean, because sometimes he really don't like say nigga like that.
Yeah.
Unless it's like in the joke, like, you can tell when a comedian is just actively talking and they say nigga a lot because that's how it comes out.
Yeah.
Cat Williams, he say nigga a lot. And he says nigga throughout his show. Mike Epps, he definitely says nigga throughout his show. Deion Cole, but if you listen to Chris Rock, it's like it's only in the joke that he's telling.
I don't think his normal writers, if he had he had a team of writers beforehand, before this stand up, I think he had an entirely different team of writers, because some of these jokes didn't seem like they were him. Sometimes you can tell, you can hear like a joke from a person, like that's low key plausible in your life. The only thing that kind of sounded like it was plausible was the thing with his daughter or whatnot. I mean, that sounded like that was from him, but some of the other jokes, they didn't really sound like him.
It's like it sounded like he was pandering to like prove to people like, I got slapped, but I'm still black. I'll still beat you up. I don't know, man.
He definitely ain't gonna still beat you up.
Yeah, it was a little weird to me. It seemed like they was from him, but the way that he delivered them was a little different than what Chris Rock how he normally delivers his joke.
And that brother's still going through it.
Yeah,
that's really what it is. Hopefully, he pulls through. I like Chris Rock in movies more than I like his stand up. Yeah. So I'm hoping that he gets back, to movies and, being funny. Don't let this, slow you up. So, get back to it.
So how'd y'all feel about what he said about Will?
Hey, my brother, clap back, bro. Get your, swing back, fam. Swing back. My only thing was, bro, you saying don't fight in front of white people. Like, at that point, fam, you defending yourself. Like, I don't consider, like, fighting back is defending yourself. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, that was a lame reason to me. And I get it. That's your mom telling you that. But at that point, fam, somebody slap you, you're defending yourself. You didn't walk down the aisle and slap somebody. Somebody walked down the aisle and slapped you. You should be defending yourself. Mama, I'm sorry. We honor mother and father, whatever. But hey, somebody slapped me, I'm finna fight back. I don't care if we on national TV or not.
Man, bump that. My mama, regardless of if she say don't fight in front of white people, my mama say you better not let that whoop your ass, because when you come home, I'ma whoop your. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I don't know about using that as an excuse. And then when he dropped the mic afterwards and didn't say anything, I was just kind of like, wait, that was in? Oh. Don't end it like that. Don't fight in front of white people. Like
that's what did it. I was like, man, you would like, and I didn't find everything just outrageously funny, but like, I get it. Hey, get it off. I, chuckled here and there. I was like, cool. This is what I kind of expected. Mm-hmm. But that ending just let me down so bad. I was like, no, dog.
But this is
especially if you watched it. Sorry, my bad, Steve. But especially if you like you were. You watched it just to see him say something about Will. If I watched that entire thing to wait until what you was gonna say about Will for you to say what you said the way you did it, and I would have been, man, I just wasted an hour of my life, bro. Like, that was stupid.
I was on housework while I was watching that shit. But this is the thing about
I wouldn't really watch it.
I was, man, if I heard a joke here and there, I'd be like, ha, yeah, and be like washing dishes or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, man, like, I mean, what else did you guys expect? we know his persona. Even with his show, Everybody Hates Chris. If that's any indication of what kind of young person he was, he's not a Brody guy. He's never been a Brody guy. He's never been a combative individual. So my expectations from him were exactly what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like even in the situation with him and Will, he slapped him. I think it took him aback to where, damn, he didn't know how to respond to it. But how else would you expect like somebody that isn't as combative or isn't as abrasive when it comes to physical altercation? How else would you expect for them to respond? Which is why when we had the conversation when you were saying like, "Hey man, he weak for that," I'm like, yeah, he's weak, but you're talking about weakness in a perceived weak man. So why we even call that shit out when we already know he's scrawny, he's small. He even called it out himself. We see that.
Yeah.
He didn't have to say that. Like Will is like 210 pounds and White hitting on my 150 pounds. We see that too. We see what type of man you are when it comes to this. You know what I'm saying? So for you, like when we had a conversation, for you to call it out, I was just like, all right, man. Like that's why I say that shit is irrelevant because we already knew that. Like he responded how we thought he would respond.
Well, man, look, I'm sorry. I've seen even nerdy guys like fight back. I'm sorry. That's I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said that. I get it.
Hold on, time out. Don't use nerdy.
Steve get triggered.
Okay, so no. When I say nerdy, you know, like
use another one.
Okay, so when I see small guys get hit, I've seen them fight back. You know what I'm saying? You may have to have whoop their ass, but I've seen them fight back. So that's why I'm like, all right, in my opinion, it's weak. I understand it. I understand Chris Rock. All right, fam, you didn't want, like, you're not a fighter. Okay, you are not a fighter. That just solidified it. But in my opinion, the reasoning was weak. Just say, hey, I'm not a fighter. Don't say my mama said don't fight in front of white people. Yeah. Say I'm not a fighter.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Like that, fam. I know people who don't fight. They're not fighters. I get it, but it ain't because they mama told them don't fight in front of white people. No. They're not finna say that. They just, hey fam, I don't know how to fight and I don't fight. Cool.
But what? That's the issue. That's a problem in his head that he feels like he gotta bring that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you dealing with inside yourself? That, I mean, we see you just got slapped on national television. Just come out, and I think, like Tony said, I would respect him just being real more. Just being like, man, look, that dude slapped me, and I didn't want to slap him back. I'm on national TV. I was shocked myself because. For anybody that thinks that you would have done, you know, everybody always wait till it's, oh, if that would have been me, I would have, oh, if it was terrorists on my plane, I would have, listen, we wouldn't, that shit would have never happened. You know, everybody always say that, but you never know until you're in a situation. So it's okay to be like confused and not know how to respond. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he came back and like put it behind the fact that yo mama said don't fight in front of white people. Yo mama ain't never tell you not to defend yourself,
I ain't
though.
gonna go there.
I don't know who mama never said that. What?
I don't want to start that. I really don't want to talk about this.
What?
Cause man, when he said she started it, bro, I shook my head. I was like, bro, you bringing up something that happened in 2016 that you responded to already. Like, stop that, man. There is no she started it. Like, bro, stop it.
Right.
That happened in 2016. You said something. Well, she said something, you said something, and then that was it. Like, that's it. That's it. Relax. Let it go. Like, don't bring that back up again. But whatever, man.
Yeah, I can't lie. That was kind of soft, bro. That was kind of
she started
though.
it. Like, nigga, what? Yeah, that was 2016.
That was kind of Cottonelle, though. I ain't gonna lie. That was kind of Cottonelle.
I was like, all right, man. And now, you know what's crazy? Now that I think about it, when he says, you know, she started it. Now it makes me feel like when Will's sitting in his seat saying, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Now it's like, oh, he really did never let that go. So I kind of feel Will saying that now. How you handled it is how you handled it. But, yeah, nigga, you never let that go from 2016?
No.
That's wild, fam. You grown.
No.
But whatever, man. Whatever. Like them celebrities, they'll be all right. They'll get it together.
Yeah.
They'll get it together.
They hopefully will. He definitely showed his hand. He definitely showed his hand a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
On the inverse of that, Will has handled it way different than I guess what I felt like he would have been forced to handle it. He been living.
He been living. That boy
his life.
Movies. Hey, he doing his thing. He like, hey, bro, 2 tears in a bucket.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, he's still a mega star. He's still Will Smith, man.
Yeah, he's still a mega star.
So there's no need to I guess revisit that, man. But speaking of man, let's just go ahead and get into I guess this topic of what we supposed to be talking about today, because it's an interesting conversation, and it always comes to light. I mean, we got kids, obviously, except Steve. Hopefully, he'll be there soon. But we got kids, and being in that the arena of kids, you hear all the time like 2 different arguments, pretty much, right? There's some parents who like are okay. I mean, because we play I-9 sports, and so in I-9 sports, every single week they give you 2 medals, and you have to give 2 different kids a medal every week.
What's I-9 Sports?
It's a league, a sports league. So they have basketball, baseball, soccer. I mean, they got volleyball, any sport, they basically have it. And in I-9, it's for, I mean, what we used it for was to really find out if Noah was even interested in playing whatever the sport was. It's like maybe like $160, whereas like a real league or AAU might be like $700, or a different league. We play Katy baseball right now, and it was like $260. I-9 is like, hey, look, let's find out if you really want to do this, because you only 1 game a week. You practice 30 minutes before the actual game, and that's kind of the involvement in it. Whereas we play in this Katy baseball league, it's 2 practices a week, 2 games a week. I mean, there's obviously more commitment, more money that goes into it. So I-9 was a perfect, I guess, segue for us into what we're doing now. But if I'm gonna be honest, like there's 2 different views when it comes to how we're raising our kids and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Obviously, some people are of the belief that the I-9 way, where you get 2 medals a week, everybody gets a medal. Each kid has to at least get the medal for 1 week so that everybody is considered a winner, right? A lot of people like that. Or there's the other thought that like, hey, look, if you live in my house, I'm not praising you for second place. You know what I'm saying? Like, we only do first place in this house, and it's just an interesting conversation for me, and frankly, like something that's just brought up more and more. And so I just kind of wanted to. I mean, I pretty much know, where y'all stand on it, but I definitely wanted us to have the conversation of like, what does that look like, or what does that mean, or how do you feel about kids and how we're raising this society of kids? Like, because it's my belief that like in raising a kid the way that everybody becomes a winner, you crippling them and not setting them up for like real life. Yeah. But again, some other people may believe that that's the way to go. I just kind of wanted to get y'all's view on like where you stand with that.
Man, I think we are like, we're definitely raising some wimp ass kids these days. These kids don't understand how to take L's, and I think that's the biggest detriment to growth. You need to learn how to fail so you know how to bounce back and how to fight stronger and fight harder. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine, the kid who thinks that everybody's winning, and then all of a sudden, he's on a group project or something at work, and they're like, hey, we're only going to have 1 winner, and he doesn't know how to take the fact that he didn't win or they didn't win. Like, no, hold on. You should have learned how to lose a while back. Like, hey, we're only going to have 1 promotion this go round, fellas. Guess what? Ray, you got promoted. And then imagine Steve sitting in the corner throwing a whole hissy fit when, he didn't. You were just a better person. okay, a young me is looking at it like, hey, okay, I need to grind harder. I need to grind harder so I can get to where, Ray's at, the way they know I'm the guy that they need to promote. Now, Steve, who didn't learn them lessons, and I'm not saying that he doesn't, but Steve, who didn't learn them lessons, just sitting over there pouting like, nah, that's unfair. No, it's not. You need to learn how to hustle harder. You know what I'm saying? Do your work a little more efficient. Maybe you will get the promotion. But these kids don't know how to take L's. Everybody has to have a banner, a ribbon. No. There's a first place, there's a second place, and there's a third place. And then there's purple ribbons for everybody who just participated. Man, that's it.
Man, this ain't no math test. This ain't no math test. Parents, I'm not a parent, but this is just me outside looking in. If your kid is sorry, tell them they sorry. Because that's the only way they're going to get better. Because if they're not good, that means they can't compete. And if you can't compete, you shouldn't be on the court. You got to get better. And I mean, you don't have to call them. I mean, I'm exaggerating, all right, being called, but hey, bro, you need to improve on this, or you need to do this. You know what I'm saying? In order to get to a point where you are winning consistently. We can't do this. Everybody get a trophy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like you said, that handicaps kids. That handicaps kids, and they don't, like you said, they don't understand what it is to lose. And I don't mind a kid throwing a temper tantrum when you catch a L. You need to feel that shit. You need to feel it. You need to feel it, but feel it early and know how that feel, because it's going to be plenty of other times that shit going to happen. And you got to know, like you said, you got to understand how to deal with it, but feel that shit. You don't like it. If you don't like losing, do something about it. But you need that, man, because those type of lessons are can be utilized in every aspect of life. Yep. Every aspect of life. When it comes to school, you get a bad grade. You feel bad about the bad grade, but what you got to do to get a better one?
You better study.
You got to study. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You missing free throws. What you got to do to get better at free throws? Keep shooting them up,
practice
bro.
Makes perfect.
I and like I said, I don't have any kids. I have nieces, and nephews, and little cousins and stuff like that. But from my standpoint, bro, like, it's too much coddling. It's too much coddling, and I see where it's coming from. I see, and it's really millennial parents and worse. Gen X parents. Both of y'all, I mean, both of us are some soft ass parents, and I know exactly why. And the reason why is because we were raised by baby boomers, and baby boomers had a strict moral code when it comes to bringing up children.
The fuck y'all doing? Get y'all ass out that goddamn room and get in here. Blah, 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 blah.
It was tough. It was tougher.
It was a tough go around for them, and so go around for us, because we all essentially were raised the same way. And I think it was a pendulum. Like, if we look at a pendulum, I think their way of raising was swung too far to the left.
Yeah,
and so we experienced that.
Too far to the right.
We're swinging too far to the right, where we want to be friends and stuff. Like, as they get older, we want to be friends with them and doing all this other stuff. Like, even look at, like, using Ja Morant, for example. Him and his dad, they're like, fake ass Usher sitting on the sideline acting like his homie. You his old man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could be cool, but at the end of the day, you still his old man. But that's the new parenting style and stuff now. And I don't know if that's going to prove beneficial for us as a country in the long run, because you don't want to breed this softness, this cottonelleness right now, and then have them be leaders of the all free world when they become of age. Right. We need some people that are a little stern, whether it's woman or man. We need some people that are just a little bit stern and know how to go in there and plan and execute and go win. Use strategy. Don't just say, well, hey, you know what I'm saying, we all should be able to do this, kumbaya. Nah, sometimes you need to go in there with the attitude that I'm going to beat you. I have to beat you to make sure that my stuff is good. And that's an okay feeling to have.
What it's really doing, I mean, I agree 100% with everything you're saying. I just maybe want to say it a little different. Is what is breeding is that it's not
like we said, is not allowing a kid to understand what it means to take a L. And let's just be honest, man. The majority of our life has been taking L's. Like we've been taking L's our whole life. So if you don't know how to take an L, you done. And it shows in everything in society, bro. We got so many kids have just been coddled and carried through things that when as soon as it becomes hard, we immediately diagnose it as depression. We immediately say they need to be medicated.
Right. No.
They immediately talking about they gonna kill themselves. I feel like dying. That's what all the music sound like nowadays, is because that's literally what we living in, man. A bunch of people who just depressed because somebody told you that you had a gap in your mouth, and now you sitting in your room in the corner crying about it instead of just.
And
I don't know.
Like it's nothing is never perfect. Like, and I think along with social media, everybody's looking for this perfect, life. This perfect face, this perfect teeth. Just looking for perfectness. Life isn't perfect. You're gonna have an L.
Yeah.
It may be a big L, it may be a small L, but you got to learn how to deal with your losses. You got to learn how to deal with your imperfections. And these young people, like the people that we are raising, as a whole, they don't understand how to deal with their imperfections. They can easily go change how they look just on social media. They can go easily portray a life that they're not living on social media. They can do all of these things because they're not dealing with their own imperfections.
I think they are dealing with their imperfections, but they're dealing with it the easiest way. I think a lot of young people don't understand work.
Percocets.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's a sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And generations before us thought we had a sense of entitlement. And we really didn't. You know what I'm saying? We everything that we got, we ushered in this whole social media thing. You know what I'm saying? We the ones that brought it in. This is our generation is the one that carried it to where it is, and then them kids after us, they took it, they shot off with it. But we were told to go to school, do all the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we knew we had to go to work. We knew we had to go to work to get what we want. But it's like now nobody wants to put like everything is. They want stuff like handed, like you were just talking about with the kids getting medals just for being, just for doing normal stuff within the sport. Like this is normal. Like.
You gonna get to work and be like, hey, but I was here on time this entire week. It's like,
what? You did your job. You did your job.
That's the thing, man. And even with if we go take it back to sports, like I have some friends that coach basketball. I have some friends that coach football, and they'll have these one-on-one sessions with these kids, and kids are watching social media and they're seeing all these drills that these high-end shooting coaches and stuff are doing with these players or whatever, and they're like, oh, okay, I want to go do that. Maybe that'll help me out. They're not really understanding that these players that are taking on these shooting drills have already been hooping all their life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now these kids thinking that if I go do these shooting drills or go through these drills with the coach one time or two times a week, I should be able to utilize this stuff in the game.
Nope.
And it doesn't work like that. And so it's been situations to where like parents will come back to some of the coaches and ask, like, my kid's been working with you, why isn't he getting better? And when they talk to them, they finesse, they make sure the parents understand. But essentially what it is like, I only got your kid for a couple hours a week.
That's not going to make a big difference.
Your kid got to actually go out there and go work on the shit on his own. And he has to actually go play football. I'm talking about, like, you got to go for us, like when it comes to football, like 707, something along. You got to actually go out there.
We used to play high ball, man.
That's what you learn.
What you talking about? You bringing it to all the organized, but because I've coached all of Noah's teams. What I'm telling you can't say nothing like that to these parents, because what that requires is, and if we honest, it requires more time from me to take you to those places, right? But we didn't ask our people for that because we played shit like highball
in the neighborhood.
We put baskets
went
together
outside.
on a tree and nailed it and just did it.
But we ain't doing that shit now. What I'm saying is we're not nailing nothing to no trees.
I mean, obviously,
right.
what I'm saying is that you can't say play 7-on-7 because again that puts the onus back on the parent. You like the kid just has to.
How does it put the onus back on
a kid ain't taking himself to 7-on-7.
Hold on. But we got there are parks in every neighborhood. There are kids in every neighborhood.
Yeah, but
all I said was don't play highball because highball you get your ass hurt doing that. But you can go out there and go play.
You can get hurt playing 7-on-7.
Okay, I get what you're saying. The moral of the story.
You understand? Hold on. No, I'm not done.
My bad.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
highball,
I do.
highball out here playing tackling because we used to play tackle. From what I remember from playing highball, we used to get our ass mollywopped on the side. You know what I'm saying? If it's concrete, touch. If it's grass, get your ass whacked. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we ain't doing that now. But you can get out there with some kids, run some routes, and work on your feet and all that stuff.
Yeah. I know what you're
Regardless
saying.
of 7-on-7 or highball, it was, hey man, go play the game.
Yeah.
Go play the game. I just told Ryan this like 2 weeks ago. My nephew, Ryan does a lot of like skill stuff, and I like we at LA Fitness. Like he on the team opposite for me because it was an odd number. They picked me up. Okay, Ryan, call next, and you just pick up whoever. My team won, so Ryan picks up, and I didn't want to hold him because I'm like, all right, there's some other youngsters out here. I'm gonna let them hold you. You know what I'm saying? And Ryan,
You too good to hold him.
he looking, shut up. He looking, nervous and all of that. And I'm like, we switched up and I'm just holding on. I just talked to him like, bro, why are you nervous? Like, what's wrong? He was like, man, I don't know. I was like, what you mean you don't know? This is basketball. Do you not play? Like, it's okay. Like, just play. You're okay. Ain't nobody finna fight you for missing a shot. Like, just play. And he was like, man, all right. And he started shooting a little bit more. But like when we left and I asked him, I say, man, how often do you actually like go play? He was like, well, mostly I do a lot of drills. And I was like, no. Drills are fine. Don't get me wrong. I'll never tell you don't do any drills, but you need to go actually play. You need to understand when somebody's really trying to take the ball from you, when somebody's really trying to block your shot, when somebody's really trying to set a pick on you. You need to learn all of that stuff. Them drills not going to help you with that.
But I can't be drill experts around this hoe, bro.
Yeah, but not game experts.
It's just so tough for me to blame the kid, though, bro. I'm telling you because
I didn't blame him. I just said what he needed to go do.
No, I'm not saying you were.
I'm blaming the kid.
Yeah. I'm not saying anybody was blaming the kids, but I feel
I'm blaming the kid.
But I feel like they feel like the kid feels like the blame is on them, and it's really our fault as parents, man. Like we've been talking about, we coddle these kids. That's true. Like, man, I listen. Some of my ways may be unconventional, and the people who the powers that be may not agree with some of my methods, but I'm trying to teach Noah so that when he turns 8, he can ride his bike like we used to the park to go pick up and play with his friends. I don't want to have to be there. I want to trust that his head is on a swivel when he at the park, that he not just, you know what I'm saying, that he can pay attention to cars when he ride to the park. We live in a neighborhood where you could just ride through the neighborhood and go to the park. But most of these parents will not allow their kid to get 50 feet out of their sight because they feel like they're going to get themselves into something. And I get it. It's tough to have to release that. But, bro, at some point, you literally have to do it. Like, I be doing little stuff with Noah, like we at the grocery store. And, I mean, he about to be 7 this year. We'll be at the grocery store. We 2 aisles away from the restroom or whatever. And I'm waiting 2 aisles away from the restroom. I'm telling him, go to the restroom. Because he's like, I got to go potty. Okay, go to the restroom. Like, as hard as it is for me to allow him out of my sight, we've talked about paying attention to strangers. We've talked about, you know what I'm saying, like understanding where you're at and looking around. And so at some point, I got to put those conversations that we've had into practice. Some may think that, oh, I can't believe you let him go to the restroom by himself at this big grocery store. But when else am I going to do it? You know what I'm saying? How am I going to be comfortable with allowing him to go out and to fuck going to I'm sorry, forget going to the park. How am I going to be comfortable allowing him to go to school where it's a different shooting, it's a different situation? You know, how am I going to be comfortable allowing him to go to school if I can't even allow him to go to the restroom by himself?
And I understand that, but even in them situations, it's just like, all right, even if you are scared, you know, for them to do some things, like for kids like that small, all right, get him a goal. Let him work on his, like, if we're talking about, like, if we're taking it back to sports and making sure that they're understanding the value of working and work ethic, give them something to where they can work at it with. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody like that's 7 years old or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You might not be able to go, well, I mean, you can't go to the, you know, to the gym all the time because you ain't, you know, you rely on your parents, and your parents might not always be available.
Right.
But you still have a means to work on your game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even with him, you've told me stories where he's like, hey, Pop, I want to go to the batting range. I mean, I want to go to the batting cage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
Like coming out his mouth saying that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and sometimes you might not be able to go, but shit, if he's really saying like, hey, I need to go work, like, that's really him saying, I want to go work on my stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's something that you didn't even have to say. You know, that's just something that came out of him because that's something that he really wants to do. And that's my thing, man. That right there, like, you know, makes me feel good about some of the young kids that actually want to go out there and go make something happen, bro. Like, that's you showing that shit early. Mm-hmm. Like you a baby, bro, and you still want to go out here and go work. And if you keep that up, you're gonna end up being one of the best, you know, players, you know, if not in Houston, in the league, if God allow. You know what I'm saying? So those type of things that I'm talking about in regards to looking at kids and seeing who actually really wants it and who actually understands, you know, what it takes. And then that's where parents come in to actually tell them what it takes to get here. Precisely. Even though the parents that haven't been there before, like ain't none of us ain't never been to no league or nothing, but we do know we do study the game enough to understand that in order to get to the league, the things that are the routine things have to be perfect, so perfect to where you never. It's hard for you to get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like layups and shit. You can't miss no layups, bro.
Yeah, it's man. It's God. You go ahead, Ray.
I don't. Listen. Let me just clear this up because I don't want anybody to think that like Noah's desire to want to go to the batting cage came from something that he developed inside of his own head. It literally starts with us, bro. They say that the human brain develops from 1 to 7 the most. So the things that you tell your kid, the things that you show your kid, the conversations that you have, even though them niggas probably do not understand half of the stuff you saying, like, are so important because whereas you don't think they understand it, they really understand it. And it's going to be that time where you're not there that it's going to click. And it's going to be like, oh, shit, my daddy told me about this. Oh, this is what my mama was talking about. Like,
yeah. And I understand that. Well, what I'm saying, and what I'm saying from that point is that even though you instill the idea in him, but it's up to him to execute it. You can instill your stuff in anybody, and it's up to them on whether or not they want to do it or not. Yeah. And for him to want to do it, I think is really huge.
Yeah. I know that you understand it. So my comment wasn't to combat what you were saying. I was just making sure that everybody else understood that it's not just, I mean, because look at the camera. Yeah, it's not just like your kids just gonna magically, you gonna take them to play basketball one day and they gonna be like, Mama, take me to the court again. Yeah. It's literally like you gotta keep having these conversations with these kids and making sure that, and some of them are hard. It's hard as hell for me sometimes to tell Noah, bro, you look trash today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't start telling him he looked trash. We started like little small things like, what could you have done better today? Or, you know, what did you do good today? Little stuff like that. And then eventually I just started telling that nigga like, hey, you traveled. That was trash. Like, I know before I told you that was cool, but I'm going to keep it a buck with you. That was super. No.
Sometimes you gotta talk to these. You gotta let them know. Like, hey, bro, you're not good. Like, you in order for you to be good, you can do X, Y, Z. But what you just showed me, that was trash.
Yeah, Taylor probably did most of the telling him he was trash off rip. I just kind of I migrated into it, but Taylor started to
like from
you trash.
From a millennial standpoint of a parent. I get you don't want to hurt nobody's confidence, so that's where it comes into play with how you're saying like, hey, what could I have done better? What could you have done better today at in the game? I get that. You want to talk to him different, but hell, shit, when we was coming up, it was, boy, you sorry hell out there. So, man, you missed a tackle. Boy, you sorry hell.
Where's that line then? Well, what's that line between finessing your baby and keeping it honest?
You have to know your kid.
Yeah.
How is your kid gonna respond? Like, if you know your kid, then you know what you can, you know what you can allow. Like, I'm gonna have to go the alternative route and start telling Tage, hey, you could have did this better. You could have did that better. If I tell her like she's bad at something, she doesn't accept it well. I can see that now. So I'm in it's a hard process to, hey, you don't cry. If you want to be good at something, you just need to practice. At the rodeo, she wanted to shoot basketball to win her ball. She shot it, she missed. She shot it again, she missed. And she was, oh man, crossed the arms, stormed all, too many people first off, so don't storm off. And then I grabbed her, I was like, hey, what's wrong? She was like, I didn't get a prize. I was like, well, just because you missed. She was like, I know. I said, all right then. Well, you got a basketball goal at home. Why don't you practice? And when the next time you come out to the rodeo or we go to the state fair and you want to play basketball and you shoot it, maybe you can make it.
Solid.
What she say?
She was like, okay. I said, all right, now come on. We go play another game.
Mm-hmm.
As simple as that. Like, but I understand, like, I have to get that, like, under control because she really is a person who's like, I don't like losing. Mm-hmm. I don't like being I like winning. Like, that is Tage. I like winning. Okay. Because you like winning, I need you to learn how to bounce back from an L. Mm-hmm. Because you're going to have them. Like, you're not going to win everything every time. You need to learn how to bounce back from an L because it's going to happen.
That's solid that you you gave her that criticism and then you moved on, because I feel like our parents, like, and it's one of the things that I did for a while and still sometimes do, they lingered on stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, my nigga, you already told me this. Like, can we move? I've moved on in my head, but you making it hard to move on right now because you keep talking about it. Like, let's move on, dog. Like,
but you know what though? I think in this day and age, our parents, well, not our parents, but like parents these days are definitely coddling kids because the world has changed. Like, I don't know, were you a latchkey kid?
I don't even know what that is, bro.
That means like you had a key, like you was taking yourself, like locking up the house, like your mom was already gone to work by the time you were, let's just say, 5th, 6th grade. She was already gone to work. You dressed yourself, brushed your teeth, and
I don't know if I was. I don't know. I think she was still there when I was leaving, but I was walking to school by myself.
Okay,
yeah.
So
I think we all did that shit.
Most, we heard of that, happening so far. Like when we were coming up. Nowadays, I don't know any latchkey kids. I don't know any kids that's saying, "Hey, I'm locking up the house," or "I'm coming home to an empty house." Now, and I get it. You don't want your kid to do that, but I know some kids that should be in that situation where, the parent isn't there, but the parent's breaking their neck to get home. And like, bro, this kid is 12 years old. They should be able to come in the house and not burn your fucking house down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do understand like the evilness of this world because, there are some predators out there just watching kids, doing things. So I think that does scare parents. So I understand.
Evils have always been. Evils were around when we were kids.
But I didn't.
Bro, you could be at the house. You could be at the house with your kid and still get finished.
But here's the thing: how often, like, there's some things that we just didn't hear about happening at all, and maybe it's because of social media where we have access to all this information, but we didn't hear about the school shootings, so many kids being just kidnapped, so many people following kids home from off the bus stops and all that.
And
I
they
didn't
was
hear
on
about
milk.
it. And
They was
maybe-
on milk cartons.
They was on milk cartons. Okay, there we go. There we
Yeah,
go. But that's
you,
what I'm saying.
you said it though. It's the
Maybe
age
it's
of
so.
how
Maybe
the
it's social
information
media.
delivered.
Yeah,
Bro.
how the information is delivered.
John Wayne Gacy was doing his thing
Back in the
for
day,
years.
Yeah.
He killed like 30 some odd kids.
And that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's because how the information is delivered.
Yeah, you remember
But a lot of
Racinez
people
Ramirez, the train killer dude?
Right.
Every
a lot
time
of
I
people
heard a
don't
train, I was scared.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't. I think a lot of people are fearful now
Man, a lot
because
of people-
they have the information.
A lot
like,
of people
right there.
A lot of people think they can prevent that shit. You can't control nothing, though.
But I think that's a part of
You're gonna be a
coddling.
part of the decapitation. Excuse
But
me.
but I think that's a part of coddling. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
now,
yeah,
like now, you know, I see kids. You know, and we got 2 schools like right outside my neighborhood. The kids are walking, and I see them all ages. They're walking back home, and then I'm like, all right, you know, I'm a good dude. I'm just make sure they ain't doing nothing wrong, and ain't nobody, you know, speeding, you know, down the damn street. Like, brother, slow down. You see, there's kids out here. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people are truly like, no, I'm gonna watch my kid. I'm gonna watch my kid. I'm gonna watch him. And I'm like, bruh, your kid needs to grow up without you. Let that kid spread his wings and understand I need to be accountable for me, not have somebody else always responsible for me. You got to be responsible for your damn self.
And this is, you know, and I hate to jump into this, but I have to, you know, I have to say something about this. I would be remiss if I didn't mention this in this particular time, at this particular time of this podcast. Back in the day, and no matter what anybody says about black neighborhoods, back in the day, the black neighborhood was a real village. I can walk to school at 9 years old because I knew everybody on this street, and then the street I had to turn down to get to school, I knew everybody on that street, grandmothers, grandkids, my partners, all that stuff. It was a real village where I can talk. I'm talking to old folks that are sitting outside in the morning when
Even
I'm
if
walking.
they were speaking to you and you didn't know them, you still knew.
You still, hey, I
knew
know her.
something. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know her name, but I know her because I know she been here this entire time I've been here.
Yeah.
It was always a village. So it was a lot. The leash was a lot for my mom. It was a lot longer because she knew everybody in the neighborhood too. It was a real live village. We wanted to make sure all the kids got to the school in the neighborhood because the school was in the neighborhood, and I think that's a different thing too. Because I don't know how we are in our neighborhoods now when it comes to our neighbors, and you know what kind of a rapport we're building with them. To let them know, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look out for your kids, you look out for mine. If something happens, I got you, this and that, and the third. I don't know if we're really building that camaraderie in the neighborhoods to where everybody can be okay with their kids doing this and that and that.
You know the problem is everybody, as soon as they have a kid, you go to somebody's baby shower. Oh, it truly takes a village to raise a baby. You know, thank you to my village. And then your village try to correct your kids, you get mad at the goddamn village.
Yeah. Don't be putting your hand on my kid.
And I ain't saying you necessarily gotta put your hands on the kid, but hey. If I see your kid talking to another elderly, like cussing them out, I'm finna check your kid.
Yeah.
Like, hold on.
Don't send them to my house.
Yeah, unless that elderly person did something way out of line, you're not finna talk to no grown up like that. Yeah.
No,
First off, you're not even finna be cussing like that because you're too young to.
Dog,
That's been the village as it pertains to today.
Yeah.
They don't want nobody telling their kid what to do.
Yeah.
Millennials and generation, we are messed up, bro.
It's trauma.
Messed
It's trauma,
up.
though.
It's
It's
messed
trauma.
up. 'Cause I even have some friends that like they try to check their nieces, and then the mama will be like, "Nah, I discipline the kids, you don't."
Don't
And
send them to me.
we're talking about family.
Brother and sister. Yeah.
We're talking about family.
Nah.
Don't send them niggas to my
Man,
house.
You see my
Man.
kid acting up, you check her. Like, don't let my kid out here acting a damn fool, just doing whatever they want.
Yeah.
There are rules in life.
Man, I'm quiet. I listen. I will. If you tell, we done been in the same room and y'all done told Noah something. I will turn
Straight
the
up.
other way and put my head down because, hey, don't look at me. Don't look for no, sir. If he said it, he ain't telling you nothing that's just
Wrong.
effed up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so if he said it, take it to the bank, man. I'm put my head down and walk away.
We got to do better, dog.
Yeah.
This is getting ridiculous. Even like you talk to educators will come in and blame. No, not educators. Parents will come in and blame the educators for their children being bad or doing bad in school. Like it's becoming so ridiculous. This narrative that we're creating that kids are going to be really messed up when they get older.
Yeah.
Like they know that no matter what they do, they still gonna have to pass because there's no kid left behind crap. They don't have to work hard in school. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to do all this. You can't have an F. You got to have a D.
Bring
you know what I'm
it
saying?
back.
You can't be expelled because we need the money. We need the money for the enrollment.
Yeah.
So you got to stay in school because we need that bread.
Bring it back.
It's messed up, right? The whole system right now is messed up.
Yeah.
And from top to bottom, we need to do a whole lot better, and that starts at home. And it's real cliche
Absolutely.
to say that. I know everybody says it, but it does start at home.
It does. Some things are
starts at
just
home.
proven. Some things are facts. Some things are facts. I don't care how many people say it. God damn it, it's a fact. It starts at home. Like I really feel bad for the man, I feel bad for our educators.
Nigga said Donnell don't do that at home. Yeah, Donnell don't do that at home to you because you put his ass in his room with his iPad and you end up doing whatever,
right.
Lord knows what. That's why he don't do it.
He got a safe space to go do whatever he want at home.
Safe space.
At school, he ain't got no safe space.
No, sir.
He don't I can't toss him out of my class at school because he ain't gonna do nothing but the principal ain't gonna do nothing but send him back.
Send them right back.
So yes, it starts at home. Discipline starts at home.
Yeah.
Parents, let's do better. Some of these educators are not right. I get you, but that's a very small amount. A lot of these educators really just want to teach your kids, but they can't teach your kids because little Johnny badass over there disrupting the class, and then now you want to come up to the school and cause a doggone scene because they're telling you, hey, this is what your kid is doing, and now because little Johnny say, well, I don't like how the teacher talked to me. Well, okay. Lil Johnny been over here showing his ass for the last 3 weeks. Of course he ain't gonna like how I talk to him because I'm tired of his shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry for cussing, but that's just how it works. That's how it operates.
At the end of the day, man, and this is coming from a non-parent, brother. The three things that at minimum should be instilled in kids is discipline, work ethic, and manners, dude. Like, that should be like the base. You know what I'm saying? Like. No matter what going on, if you have these three things, you should be a functioning adult, or you should be okay as an adult.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you ain't the brightest, you ain't got an IQ of 140. If you're just a nice person and you work hard, you know what I'm saying, and you can stay the course, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a normal, decent human being.
Yeah.
You know, and ain't nothing wrong with being normal.
Yeah, it's not.
Ain't nothing wrong.
It's not. Too many people following these social medias, bro. They want to be the man, the boss, the this, the that. Hey, man, relax your phalanges.
Yeah.
Relax your phalanges. Stop posting this and that, and just go live. Go
live.
touch some grass, man.
Yeah.
Man, I'm. This has been a good episode, man. I don't think we left people with anything these past couple episodes because it's just been kind of free. But I'm gonna start it off and just lead the people with, man. Listen, I'm so glad that this was not just left in the realm of sports because too oftentimes we put that at the front of things. And it's definitely a conversation that should be had in sports, but I think that it just trickles down into so many other things, and I'm just thankful to God that, you know, this wasn't left at sports, that we got into the real nitty gritty and talked about the values that should be instilled at home that will make you a better person just in life in general. So, man, thank y'all. This was live, bro. This was a good one. So.
Hey, man, all I'm going to say, look here, teach your kids how to handle not getting everything that they want. Sometimes there are no winners. There are no participation trophies. There's one person, and then there's the rest. Teach your kid how to handle that. Otherwise, they become that employee that you hate to work with. You don't like that employee that don't know how to lose? Start raising your kids to be better individuals. That's it.
All right, well.
The toxicity that bees.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what I'm going to say, bruh. Bruh, if your kid is a bum, tell him he's a bum. Some people need to play chess, not basketball. Some people need to be good at checkers, not football.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, bro. Like, reality is reality, man. Like, if you ain't working hard to get it, bro, then you don't need to be doing it. And as a, I'm not a parent yet, but I know how I feel about bread, and I'm not finna waste my bread for a kid to do something that they ain't really working their ass off to get accomplished.
No way.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, for me personally, if I put my kid in anything, it's for me to not have to pay for school. I don't care about no pros. I don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Making money from it. My thing is, I want you to be in a better position to where I don't have to pay for school. So that money that I'm saving for school, I can just give it to you once you graduate. I mean, if we got that, if I feel like you're responsible enough for it, but whatever money that I have at that time, I'll just give it to you on your graduation. So now you have a nice little nest egg to start your life with post graduation. So if you ain't working hard to, you know what I'm saying, to accomplish something in it, then it's, I'm not going to waste my money. And I'm going to call you a bum.
And I believe you.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Ooh, boy.
But, man, this concludes
Steve
another.
gonna have a girl.
Then I'm going to adjust my approach.
See? Boys rethinking it.
Be like, if she want to be a ballerina, I'm like, well, your twinkle toes ain't twinkling, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Steve gonna be like, look, Steve gonna say, look, he gonna pull up YouTube. Look, you see Mr. Copeland? You see Mr. Copeland? Your toes need to look like that.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got your spread. You ain't got the
have her
spread
watching
fingers,
film.
bro.
Like, rewind.
You know what I'm
She gonna be
saying?
watching film.
Your toe touch ain't looking that live, bro. I'm just being your back tuck, bro. Your tumbling. You know what I'm saying? Might have to work have to work on that, bro. Shit.
Oh, that's gonna be funny.
I'm gonna be honest.
But I get you.
I'm gonna say it how I say it though.
I get you though. I get you, man.
But yeah, man, this concludes another episode of the Millennial Man Podcast. This is a good one, man. I appreciate you guys for this one for sure, bro.
Straight up.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Don't forget to add us on IG. That's Millennial Mayhem HOU, and the HOU stands for H-Time.
And on TikTok. Even though they're trying to take it away. They're trying to take it away. They're trying to take TikTok down. They're trying to ban it all. But follow us on there too.
Follow us on there. And follow us on Facebook, bro. We got all that stuff on there too, bro.
Yes, sir.
Follow us on everything, man. And don't forget, man, shit. That's how we get down. You know what I'm saying? H-Time already. That's how we talk around here. Know what I'm talking about?
Know what I'm talking
You feel
about?
me?
Let's go, Duke.
We'll catch y'all later, man. Peace.
Peace.
I ain't got time for the book. Okay, all my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch. Yeah, your bitch might get bull. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go. No time for hating. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for